So most of the footage looks like this. This video was supposed to be longer, but I messed up. I wanted to start a series where I lored every character, so I started this in Season 1. And I did both Invisible Woman and Mr. Fantastic. Originally, it would only be Mr. Fantastic, but interlocking DPS for one BT character proved to be troublesome. As well as anyone choosing him, I'd be locked out of the character. It just wouldn't be worth me leaving a game. Since they had a team up, I decided during the series I would try to group all characters within a team up together to make it go down easier. Because most of my footage is corrupted, as you saw. I did get a full recording of my Invisible Woman Lord game, as well as Mr. Fantastic's game in the replay, because someone took him, so I paused the recording, and I thought I'd have to play at least 15 minutes, and I thought the game would go on longer, and blah 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 blah. It was just a series of unfortunate events. However, I did solo queue to Diamond 3 with mainly the Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman, both with a 50% or above win rate, so slightly above average. Anyways, here are some things I learned about each character. In the background is their Lord games, respectively. For Mr. Fantastic, he is very underrated, but is he good? I wouldn't say he's too much better than people are rating him. He's great at range. His high health is really good for shelling, and he's really easy to play. His ultimate can bait out support ults if you're lower rank. I've done that a couple of times. Since you can bounce back to your team, you can drop on a support a couple times, then use your third bounce to get back to your team. His ult isn't the best, but you're going against someone who's not healing their team, then yeah, you can probably kill him. His damage excels on off angles. Something I keep trying to do is use diagonals in a team fight. This keeps my teammates in my line of sight, so I can regroup with them with my ability, and also my secondary and primary can do their full range of motion without me having to do any shenanigans, such as going head on is okay, but you have to miss your first punch in order to cleave through enemies, because your attacks do not pierce, which kind of lowers your damage output. His sustain is greatly over exaggerated. A lot of people, when 1v1ing Mr. Fantastic, you will most likely lose if you can't burst him down quick enough, because when he's in his inflated state, you lose all your access to your abilities. You lose your big sustain tool, which is that grab that gives you the extra health, and your shift, which makes you invincible. If you're not careful, you can get bursted down really quickly. It's sometimes better to cancel your big form for that temporary 800 HP and a smaller hitbox, because the temporary HP lasts about 2 seconds, which is pretty okay. If you play him right, you can get your big form as soon as that temp HP runs out. His team ups, towards the beginning, I did not use it. However, it's mainly because the team up is not worded how I think it should be. It's not reducing damage. It's not like Wolverine's E or the thing's new E ability, their actual damage reduction. It is generating enough bonus health quick enough so that you don't take that damage. For instance, it goes up to 100. It maxes out 100. When you activate it, it generates fast enough so every other shot will not do true damage to you. So it's very confusing, but it's okay. I think it is a bit overvalued. You should always use it when you engage in a fight, but it's not gonna do too much, I guess. It's only work because you're generating temporary HP when you're in your big form as well, so you're already not taking that damage. With his mid-season changes, I do think they nerfed him. They did nerf him a lot. It might seem like a buff, but they're all nerfs. His knockback is okay, but it's not worth a 2-second cooldown increase. That is very drastic to his sustainability and his elasticity ability. I would not trade knockback for a cooldown increase. His ult also got nerfed. The 70 damage might seem better when you're, because his ult isn't the best. However, you're also getting damage fall off with that, and that is just his damage was not one of the things that needed to get buffed with his ult. It was either his falling speed or making the baseline for his slowing 30% and adding 5% every additional hit, so it's still 60% at the end. I do think Mr. Fantastic is either going to make another dive in the rankings or just stay the same, because both of these changes were not needed, or not even not needed, they were not good changes in my opinion. But I also haven't played the new 1.5 season, so I'll see. With Invisible Woman, this is shorter, because I sucked with her. Especially at the beginning, I didn't change my settings. Towards the end, I didn't change my settings because I believed her piercing effect would be enough to carry me through the healing department. However, her projectiles work weirdly. I had to change my crosshair and my mouse sensitivity towards the end to actually do better with her. Her projectiles are projectile based. When you shoot them, they take a while to reach their max distance, so you want to aim lower when someone's closer to you, but you have a very long range, so you're also missing out on range. There's a lot of more nuance with her, with trade-off. They have a slight movement when you're looking around, but it's not enough to heal. It's not enough to keep track of like a full dive team, like I had to do in a couple games, just because Marvel Rivals. Anyways, so most of your line of sight is going to be your healing as usual, but it was just very weird. Her like primary fire just felt very weird to use for me, and I'm just not sure like how. I don't know. However, with the mechanics, all of her other abilities, her secondary fire, her pushes, her pulls, and her vortexes, personally, I think I was really good with them. Um, with her shield, I was able to block multiple ults, Iron Man, Magneto, and even a block a Widow ult once. So I felt very confident in her mechanical ability to heal, just not her aim per se. It could also be the fact that I was playing a lot of Mr. Fantastic, and you do not really have to aim with him. This also comes to the very one of the points that a lot of people know already, but if you don't, Lord does not mean you're good at the game. Unlike with Mr. Fantastic, where I felt pretty good with him, Invisible Woman, I felt very average. I feel like I had a 50% win rate with her. I'm quite literally just average. I win, I lose. It doesn't really matter. Like, it's proof that just because you're Lord does not mean you're good at any capacity. It is just pure playtime. Especially during the final hours of this quote-unquote challenge, I was grinding in quick play mainly because I found someone to do it with in a comp, but still, it's just playtime. Can grind out Lord very quickly. Leave a comment down below, and that might be the next character I play. I'll look through them and just see. If not, then I'll just play my mains. Have a good day, and thank you for stopping by.